Okay guys, we're back inside Helldivers 2, and we've had a bit of a wake-up call with a load of statements coming from Mr. Johan himself. Over the last 24 hours, we've been speculating on a lot of things that has been said, including the movements around team wiping, which is going to be absolutely huge. And although we all seem to be making comments on a lot of the nerfs that are happening at the moment, it seems that a lot of us are ignoring the buffs that actually happened in place. You can still take out charges with one shot, and that involves around 2 or 3 different weapons that you may not be using. So hopefully we can help you out with that one today. If you haven't already, make sure you're smashing the beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that specializes in energy and nutrition products for gamers. Their products are sugar-free, low in calorie, and completely keto-friendly, and they come in a variety of flavors. They're releasing new stuff every week, so make sure you go and check it out. Link in the description, and use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. With that being said, let's see what's going on in the world of Helldivers right now. So, if you didn't feel bad enough already with the way that things have been going on online, there was a massive Q&A that Johan actually went through with regards to everything that's happening just recently, now that he's back off of his Ollibobs. But when we take a look at exactly what it is that they spoke about, there was one question in particular that seems to have wrenched the hearts of a few Helldivers. Obviously, right now, the team are underneath pure scrutiny with the nerfs that have been in place, and one of the questions that he was asked was, how are staff morale doing? There's so much negativity out there sometimes, and would it raise stress levels for the dev team? The response that we got from Johan was that it is hard. It's a tricky situation, and the criticism is valid, but it causes low morale. Therefore, low morale causes slow development speed. Talk about a negative spiral. I think it's important for us to reiterate to the team that criticism happens because people care. The worst thing would have been is if we effed up and nobody cared. And I think the first time they said that around, I kind of didn't really understand it, and it kind of almost justified them messing up the way that they had done previously. But when we take a look at exactly what it is that he's trying to say here, I think it does scream a solid point. And when we take a look at videos that we've been uploading just recently, Reddit posts that have been going up on the website a lot, there's still a massive player base that are keeping in the loop with this, even though they are not inside of the game. I think our average player base right now is about 20 to 25,000 just on Steam alone, and even if we're just going to base it on this channel here that you guys are watching right now, we're averaging about 40 to 50,000 views on a low grade video, which essentially means that there's a lot of people watching the game still, ready for this one to pick back up. So when you do hit online, just bear in mind that there's another human being on the other side, and they are currently working to try and get these things rectified. One of the things that they're trying to get rectified at the moment is regards to team killing. One of the questions that was asked to Johan was, when everyone else is dead and you're spectating the last man in Darktide, it's tense. When the same thing happens in Helldivers 2, you're checking your watch wondering what's taken this guy so long to punch in the reinforce. You don't care if he dies because the game will automatically reinforce the team anyway. And Johan actually responded with, yes, team wipe should be a bigger deal than it is. Any ideas on how to make it so? Because what do you guys think of a team wipe redeploying squads at the latest completed objective or the insertion point? I don't know how that one would work. I think that it's an interesting factor to say the least. I think that the only way that this would work is if they took it on a level of where the most teammates actually were on the map. Darktide is a completely different game, and although it would be an interesting feature, when teams do split off, there's going to be completed objectives that are going to be so close together that the system's not going to know what the hell it's doing. So I think that a team wipe mechanic is okay, but I don't think it's probably one of the more crucial points at this point in time. But I'm intrigued to know what your guys' opinions are, so let me know via the comment section below. But something that we can all really agree on is with the escalation of Freedom just releasing, Arrowhead should have really released another 3 Warbond like the Helldivers Mobilize. We didn't get absolutely anything. The store is still absolutely dead. Now, we would normally scrutinize a lot of games for the microtransactions and the cost of them, whereas this game has absolutely zero, and I'm begging for them. I think at this point, anything that we can get our hands on from the store is definitely worthwhile. My store completion's been at 100% now for about the last 2 months or so, and we've had everything purchased in there since the point the game launched. So it'd be really interesting to see if they could bring some more stuff to the table, especially if it was free. Now, with regards to the weapon balancing, a lot of you guys have been focusing around the fact that the flamethrower got nerfed, and it took a substantial hit just before the Freedom Flame Warbond, which made absolutely no sense. But it does seem that you are sleeping on a lot of weapons. First off, the airburst rocket launcher. Yep, that one stratagem that you've left in your arsenal for so long you forgot that it was there. But this person put up on Reddit right here, the airburst rocket can single shot charges. Not sure if this was widely known, but I just wanted to share for anyone who wasn't already aware given the recent hitbox issues with the squishy butts. But a friend of mine bought the airburst rocket launcher to fend off shriekers and chaff, but intentionally took out 2 charges instead. At first we thought those 2 may have been already taken damage, so we tested it on a full health charger in this clip and it died before the stun grenade even went off. Hope this helps everyone killing bugs. And it's actually been confirmed that this does work on the behemoths as well, so I'm expecting to see a lot of airburst rocket launchers actually making their run round now, because it seems that they're going to be quite good for the hordes, but also those more tankier beasts out there, as well as the quasar cannon. This one's been a overly rated one for quite some time, but after the most recent buffs to the laser attributes, the quasar cannon is a little bit ridiculous. Obviously this clip right here is a bit of a humorous one, but in overall this and the actual laser cannon itself does seem to be doing really well in the overall damage aspects, especially when it comes to bugs with the heat usage that it has. So let me know what mainly you're using right now with regards to your stratagem support weapons. For me, I've always been a spear sort of user, but this rocket airburst is actually really intriguing, so I may have to pull that one out of the arsenal going forward from now on. But we take this game quite seriously. We know full well that the roleplay aspect inside of this game online just absolutely runs with it, and it's been absolutely crazy. But there's one guy out there who seems to have taken it one step further. This for me is a little bit insane to actually take a look at and to read that somebody's got this much time that they're actually running it like this. But he states right here, I roleplay each of my Helldivers as a separate person and record their service. Part 3 in Memoriam, the last 100 Helldivers deployed from the SCS Martyr of Freedom. And he has done a whole spreadsheet on this, and this results down to quite a lot. This is just the smaller part that you can see a little bit more of, but you can see the name that he's made for them, the planets that they've been deployed on, the mission sorts, notable accomplishments, and then the length of deployment with the cause of death. It is hilarious that people are genuinely taking this so damn far. Super Earth has got a bit of a weird strand of Helldivers when it comes to this sort of motive, but more power to you, my dude, more power to you. And for those of you guys who have seen this, because it seems to be going viral right now on Reddit, is that the Bile Titan evolves a new form of mobility. And this freaked out a lot of players. Although I only have one thing to state with this, is if you think this is going to be crazy, then you guys are not ready for the Illuminate to be able to take their shape and make their way towards the planets. I think that that's probably going to break a lot of your guys' eyes when it comes to that one, because it's looking pretty damn insane. As to when they actually arrive, I don't know. I see all the comments in the comment sections going crazy about it, but unfortunately there's no solidified official statements that have been made by the Arrowhead team with regards to that new faction. But before we finish the video though, we're going to take a look at a few of your guys' comments, one of which is actually a great guy. We know him firsthand and he's been streaming on YouTube for quite some time, so pretty honoured to be able to put this one out there. But nonetheless, the first comment that we have got right here is this one here from Crazy Mr. Pipes, and this one states, I'd love to test the game for them and give them as much feedback as possible. We all want this game to be as good as possible, and I think that he nailed that down in one run through. I think actually if Arrowhead started working with content creators, it'd be a lot more of a positive outcome. A lot of games that do have those creator aspects where they can bring people on, they get early access to certain things, and they are able to bring back something like real feedback when it comes to it. We don't mind sitting there filling out forms and going through everything that we need to go through. So I think that Arrowhead maybe need to touch out and reach a little bit towards the gaming community in regards to content creators, or at least start off that way, and then the test server should be able to run through soon afterwards. But yeah, massively honored to have that comment up there. Thank you so much again for dropping to the channel, my guy. When we look into the rest of these, though, we've got two more comments right here that states, my unfounded conspiracy is that he didn't stand down, he was stood down. They upset Sony, so Sony hit back and replaced him. Now what they're talking about here is Johan taking a step down from CEO to his CCO to get a bit more creative in with the development team. I don't personally think that's the case. The way that this was timed was straight after the review bomb. He did obviously take his step down, but Shams was already in play and was there ready to take the CEO position out the drop of a hat. That's not really how business development works, especially with the gaming community and the way that the gaming industry works. This would have been in development for at least 6 to 8 months. So a lot of you guys who think that Shams took a hit on the game tanking, you're definitely going to be wrong with that. Business does not work in a 24-hour stint. That's just the truth of the matter. And finalizing with this one right here, this one was quite a big one, received so many replies it is disgusting, but it states, odd that CCO, the guy in charge of having some bigger part in the game design, is saying that all of these ideas and agrees that the game balance sucks. Yet weapons are still being nerfed and weird decisions are still being made. Didn't Johan become the CCO to prevent this and get more in touch with the devs and the community? Which is 100% true. He was taken the step down to essentially be the bridge between the community and the dev team, and was meant to be essentially on the basis that the game would get more changes that the community genuinely wanted. As to what it is that he's been reading just recently, I've got no idea, because I don't remember anybody complaining about flames, and especially with the changes that he wants to put into play, they're already changes that they issued way back already. So I think that this guy probably needs to decide what side of the fence he's on and actually make some solid decisions and start running this one up the way that it should be before the game hits too much of a depth point where it just cannot be brought back. But unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. We have got a couple more days with the single uploads before we start ramping it back up and getting ready for Space Marine 2, which is due to drop early September. Thank you so much again for watching. Appreciate your faces. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the clouds.